Hello. Welcome back to another video. I am Asha. This is Asha Naila Reads. So glad that you're here. Today, I am doing something that I never thought I would ever do. And it is start to annotate a book. Step one of learning to annotate was, of course, to do research, because I don't do anything without doing research first. So I went straight to YouTube, typed away, put in something like how to start annotating or beginner's annotation, and started scrolling through YouTube videos. I watched probably too many of them, but they gave me some really great ideas on what to do. Then I went to Instagram, asked you all, what are the things that I need to annotate? What are your go-to brands, go-to products? Where do I shop? Got some good information there as well. So now we're ready to head to Michael's to get our annotation supplies. I'm pretty pumped. I've been in a really creative space lately, and I think this could be a different way to express that creativity. So let's head out to good old Michael's and see what we get up to. Successful Michael's trip. I found almost everything that I was looking for, but had a little bit of an existential crisis in the Michael's, because I was like, wait a minute, do I want to underline or do I want to highlight when I annotate? So I, of course, went with both, because I'm an indecisive queen. So now I have the option to do both if I'd like. I went with the Stabilo, I think that's how you pronounce it, Stabilo Boss highlighters, and also went with the Stabilo, let me know in the comments how you pronounce this. Pins. I've used these pins before and have really liked them. They're really thin. To my memory, they don't seep through the pages, which I'm really interested in, and I have heard good things about these highlighters not seeping through the pages either. I color-coded everything because that's just how my brain works, and I wanted to make sure that the colors matched the book that I'm going to be annotating, which is I Fell in Love with Hope by Lynn Colley, which I'm really excited to read. It has just been all over TikTok in particular, so I've heard. I'm not a TikTok girly. My home is on Instagram and now on YouTube, but I've been hearing good things about it, so I'm so excited to read it. The only thing that I didn't find are the little tabs that I was hoping to put on each page wherever I do annotate, so I can kind of keep track of my annotation. So I think I'll have to order those online. I'll see if I can find some that come in all the colors that I'm looking for, that don't break the bank. But once I have those, then I think I will be ready to go. some final thoughts. Let's start with the prose. So it was oddly satisfying and fun. I loved that it felt like an outlet for creativity in the midst of reading. I don't feel like I recalled specific moments from my annotations any more than if I had just read the book, but it did help me get a sense of the vibes of what I was reading more. I think the tabs really helped with that. Like I can see, that I had more green tabs, for instance, which means that I was really feeling seen in this book a lot. So I loved that it helped with that. And depending on the book, I'd do it again. I definitely think I do it for nonfiction more than I would for fiction, just because I see myself wanting to make note of more things in nonfiction than I would in a fiction book. But generally speaking, it was an interesting challenge to do. I enjoyed parts of it. Now for the cons. Big one being that I don't often reread or revisit books, so I'm not exactly sure how useful the annotations would really be for me if I'm not going back, kind of revisiting a book and wanting to get a sense of what I thought. Like most of that lives in my brain, or I get a sense of how I felt about the book instead. I much prefer that, so that was a con. I also felt like it limited where I could read because I had like a slew of materials with me, and I felt like I needed like a table primarily to read at instead of being able to like cozy up on the couch, which I love. I also wish I had waited to determine what annotation categories I wanted. I thought I had a good sense of what I wanted. I was wrong. There were some things that I think I would have been better off annotating instead of some of the categories that I had, but then I kind of felt stuck with the categories once I had already created them in the front of the book. And then last but certainly not least, it did feel a little bit more like an English class than kind of like a casual reading experience, and I love a casual reading experience. So that kind of took away, I think, a little bit from the experience of reading for me. So all in all, interesting challenge. I enjoy the creative aspects of it. I'd do it again for nonfiction. I don't think I'm going to do it for fiction. But it was fun nonetheless. I hope you had fun too. Thanks so much for watching today's video. I'll see you in the next one.